So what's good, YouTube? We're back on the second channel, and we're gonna be talking about the NBA. So guys, if you guys like videos like this, make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. Go ahead and sub to this channel and the main channel, and make sure to go ahead and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think about the 2021 NBA season, because in this video, we're talking about some of my predictions. And look, this season is far away, so this is a way too early prediction of the 2021 season. Pretty much, I'm going to be talking about stuff relating to the draft, the offseason, and of course, the season and next year's postseason, because I believe that next year's season has the potential to be one of the best seasons possibly ever. There's so many different narratives, there's so many different opportunities and just pathways for so many of these teams, and I think that both conferences are going to be competitive. Like, we are getting to the point where almost every single NBA team has a chance to contend, other than the Hornets. I don't know what the Hornets are gonna do, and I'm sorry if you are a Charlotte fan, but MJ, fix the team, bruh. This video does not have a script at all. I have a few notes that I actually want to hit, and just some key points, because I feel like next year's NBA season, as I said before, a lot of things are going to be going on. The first thing to cover is the NBA draft. Minnesota has the #1 overall pick. They're going to probably be trading away this pick. However, regardless, I think that LaMelo Ball goes #1. No matter who has the #1 overall pick, I think LaMelo Ball goes #1, mainly because I feel like he has the most upside in the entire draft. I mean, at the absolute worst, you get a Sean Livingston or maybe a Ricky Rubio type player, and I think that most teams will definitely take that risk, considering he has the highest potential in the entire NBA draft. But moving on, the NBA offseason. First off, I think that CP3 will be getting traded. Whether it's to New York, or whether it's to Miami, whether it's to another team, I think that he will not start next season on the OKC Thunder, and I think that the Thunder will actually start their complete rebuild mode. Next up, I think that AD resigns in LA, and this one should be obvious. However, he did kind of make some statements that got people with their hopes up in Chicago. But yeah, I think he stays in Los Angeles. If he leaves, I would be shocked, and I would start to really question how I feel about Anthony Davis, because there's no way that you leave a championship team with LeBron like this. And you know what? I think that Danilo Gallinari will be signing with the Miami Heat. I think that's what's gonna happen, because I feel like he actually said it. He wants to play on a contending team, and I think that Miami really fits that mode. If it's not Miami, he might just sign with Golden State. I'm gonna be honest, Golden State has creative ways of getting a lot of assets, and they could possibly sign that man. Next up, DeMar DeRozan collects that bag in San Antonio. There's no way he's turning down his $27 million player option, especially with his value being the lowest it's ever been in a while. And DeMar DeRozan, I was gonna make a video on my main channel about this. As a matter of fact, I'll link you guys in the description a playlist of pretty much all my basketball discussions there, because they're kind of going to be happening over here for the foreseeable future. But I think that DeMar DeRozan has become extremely underrated. Now, he's going to take the bag in San Antonio. I don't think he's going back to Toronto. However, if that happened, once again, I could be wrong. These are just my predictions. I don't think he's going to drop that much money to like go to Toronto and negotiate more, when there's a pretty good chance that he just accepts this. And if he still wants out, he can request a trade during the middle of the season, which also, don't be shocked if that happens. Next up, Montrezl Harrell is getting out of Los Angeles. He's gonna get that back somewhere else. And lastly, for the offseason, I have the Golden State Warriors putting together a package, a trade package for a all-star caliber player. Now, this is very broad, but I think that Golden State will at least attempt to make a massive trade. Maybe Giannis, maybe somebody else. They are going to try to pick up a all-star level player on their team. Do not be shocked. So moving on to the actual season, I believe the 2020-2021 season is only going to be called the 2021 season. The NBA draft is like at the beginning of December. I think the actual season starts in the middle, towards the end of February. There's no way that they're starting in January, a month after these players get drafted, giving them 4 weeks to actually train. I think that we're gonna at least have to wait 2 months, 2.5 months. I think that's where the season starts. And yeah, it's gonna be a shortened season. Like, it's gonna be like 45 games, and then they're gonna wrap this thing up. Kind of like a lockout season, those kind of vibes. And next up, we have my standings predictions, because I'm gonna be honest, guys, I said it before, I think it's gonna be extremely competitive, especially for those lower seeding spots in the East and especially in the West. The Western Conference, guys, is so stacked. I'm going to talk more about that soon, but let's start off with the East. The East, I think it's going to be relatively close, especially 8 through 11 is going to be close. Starting off with my number 1 seed, I have that being the Boston Celtics. I think Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown is getting better every single game. He's looking really, really good. I think Kemba's going to more inclined to fall into his role, and the same thing goes for Gordon Hayward. And I really think that the younger players are going to get better. I think that Langford will eventually get better. I think that Marcus Smart, his role is only going to increase. And I just think that out of the top teams, Boston's probably going to have the best chemistry. With the second seed, I have it being the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks do the same thing almost every single year. They're going to be a good team. Do not be shocked. Like, they are going to always be a good regular season team, especially in this shortened season. Giannis is going to run through this thing, bro. He's still probably going to leave. He's definitely going to run through the regular season. With the third seed, I have it being the Brooklyn Nets. Now, obviously, we've not seen Kyrie and KD, but I'm telling you, this team may not have a really high seed, but as they gain that chemistry, and once again, they have Karras, they have Dinwiddie, they have Jared Allen, they have DJ. They can even trade these players and pick up another all-star like Bradley Beal or somebody else who's really, really good. But for right now, I have them as my third seed. I think it's going to be a scary team. Steve Nash is going to be a great coach. And coming in at my 4th seed, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. I think that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are going to click. However, I'm not sure as far as the timetable on Ben Simmons' injury. I think that having Doc Rivers is going to help him out so much because Brett Brown was such a bad coach, but also their front office is chic. So we'll see how far that actually takes them. But I do think that Ben Simmons is going to be better. I think that Joel Embiid is just going to get better. And I think that we're going to have a resurgence of a good Tobias Harris. At the 5 seed, I have Miami, and that sounds insane seeing they just made the NBA Finals and they're still going to be a threat in the playoffs. This is just the regular season, and I just think that these teams will probably have a better regular season. However, if Miami is better than Philly, make that change. They probably will be. It's going to be close. Like, it's going to be really, really close. In my opinion, it's going to be really, really close. At number 6, I have the Toronto Raptors. They're going to be bringing back pretty much the exact same team. Van Vliet might be there. He might not be there. I do not see them being higher than the seed. Really, I do not see Toronto being as good as they were this season. With the 7th seed, we have the Pacers, Victor Oladipo, Sabonis, Miles Turner, Brogdon. That's a really decent team, and I just think that this team is one of those complacent teams. They're gonna be in the playoffs almost regardless. And with the 8th seed, this is where I get extremely controversial. I'm gonna take the Hawks. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but I think that Trae Young has been put in a bad position. But I think as this team develops, they're gonna be even scary. And for the most part, they're coming back with a more developed version of the same team, and John Collins is not going to miss time now. So John Collins, Trae Young, Cam, DeAndre Hunter, maybe a top pick this year if they don't trade it, and Clint Capella, oh yeah, that's definitely good enough for the 8th seed, and I just think that Trae's game is going to improve as well. The 8th seed is going to have a lot of competition here because if it's not the Hawks, my number 1 choice is going to be the Orlando Magic. I think the Orlando Magic is a really slept on team, and I think putting them at number 8 is not even all that crazy. They made the playoffs almost every single year. 2 other choices are the Wizards if John Wall is back, and maybe the Bulls because they got a brand new coach. We're going to see about that. Regardless, I do expect a lot of improvement from all of these guys, and maybe even the Knicks. I mean, Tibbs low-key be making the playoffs a lot, so maybe even then. Heading out west is where things get real. It is going to be so heated and so competitive, so where I'm going to say this right now. Every single team in the Western Conference, they at least have a possibility of making the playoffs. Every single one of them. Coming in at the number 1 seed, I have the Golden State Warriors. Now, this team may not have the best chemistry, especially at the beginning. However, part of me feels like these guys are going to come out with a vengeance. A major vengeance to prove the league and show them, don't forget about us. Their core is still there with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and they only had more time off. Like, Clay had a full year plus of rehab. He's gonna be just fine. Stephen Curry, he's been hooping. He's gonna be just fine. And Draymond, yeah, triple single, he was bad, but that's because he is a role player and he's gonna play his role really, really well now that Steph is back. Not to mention the adding in Wiggins, who I know that you guys like to call him a bust because of expectations. However, he's still an above average player in the NBA and he's still extremely capable. So having that guy as your third to fourth option is really, really good. You also have Pascal, and maybe they keep the second pick, maybe they trade it away. Regardless, this team will more than likely be the best team in the Western Conference. With the second seed, I had the Denver Nuggets. I think that Jamal Murray has gained all the confidence he needs. I feel like this team is going to continue to actually get better with Murray, Jokic, and Porter, and Bobo. They're going to slowly start to give him a lot more minutes. I would be shocked if they are not a 2 or 3 seed. Like, I would be legitimately shocked. The third seed, I have the LA Clippers. Now, they don't have their coach yet. It's probably going to be Ty Lue, but who knows? I don't know. Regardless, I think that Kawhi is going to pick it up. I think that PG is going to pick it up as well. And I feel like these guys are going to be more hungry. Now, they may be losing Trez. Realistically, I don't think that that's a problem. I think that them having so many good players was a part of their problem. So take away one of the role players, I think they'll figure it out. And I think that this team, at least now, they have some chemistry. The fourth seed, I had the Lakers. And I know Lakers fans, you guys are mad at me for putting you guys this low. You guys just won the championship. But this is banking off of, yes, LeBron was amazing. AD was amazing. Outside of those two guys, I don't trust anybody on that team. Kuzma, you guys might trade him. Rondo is actually expected to be leaving this team, and I think he was really important, especially during the playoffs. Dwight Howard is the same thing. The lineup on this team is questionable to who you guys are even gonna have. So at least for right now, fourth seed, it does not mean that you guys get knocked out easily. With the fifth seed, I have the Utah Jazz. I feel like Donovan Mitchell is gonna just continue to get better. However, fifth and the sixth seeds, I feel like it can go either way. So with the sixth seed, I have the Houston Rockets. I know a lot of people are just expecting them to fall off of a cliff. That's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, I think that James Harden and Russ built up more chemistry. D'Antoni's out of there. I feel like Houston needs a head coach that will actually ask James Harden to play out ball, because he actually used to, and I feel like next season we're going to see a lot more of him off ball. So don't be shocked if he has a big season, because that is definitely possible. However, I don't see Houston being any lower than the 7th seed, but for right now, I have them 6. With the 7th seed, I have the Dallas Mavericks with Luka and Kristaps. I feel like this team is still really, really good. It's still really, really young. However, I just feel like the teams that I have in front of them are just better, and they're just built better as far as offensively, defensively. The A seed, guys, like I said before, almost every single team in this conference can compete for the A seed. I have it as a tie between the Pelicans, because Zion, BI, I think Lonzo is gonna have a stupid jump this year. Drew Holiday is still there. I think it's gonna be them. I have them tied with the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, I know that part sounds insane. They're bringing back Beasley. They're bringing in the #1 pick or trading it away for another player. Just how dominant I think Cat can actually be with somebody like D'Lo for a good portion of the season. Yeah, I have the Pelicans and Wolves tied at the A seed. And look, I know that sounds crazy. However, I wouldn't be shocked if Sacramento, if the Suns, if any one of those teams, if San Antonio manages to get into the A seed. I do not think that the Blazers are making the playoffs. Maybe Dame carries them there, but I just personally don't see it. But guys, those are my seedings. So let's move on to some of these awards. The 6th man, I had Dinwiddie. I think that he's going to be amazing off the bench in Brooklyn. Most improved player, I actually have it as a 2-way tie. It's between RJ Barrett and Lonzo Ball. I just think that he was put in a horrible situation his rookie season, and I think he's gonna have a massive jump, because I feel like Leon Rose is gonna build a way better team around him. Or maybe Chris Paul is traded there, and then Chris Paul can actually mentor him the exact same way he did Shea. Regardless, I think that RJ is gonna have a massive jump. Lonzo, this is his first offseason actually being healthy, so don't be shocked if he has a big jump there as well. I could definitely see it. However, his opportunities are limited as far as scoring. He can still improve his game a lot. Another guy is Markelle Fultz. He's gotten better every single year, and he was actually pulling threes in the bubble. The jump shot still looks a little iffy, but he was pulling them things, so I expect him to get better at that. Defensive player of the year, I have that going down between AD and Giannis, and I have AD actually taking it home this time. Rookie of the year, I have LaMelo Ball, regardless of the team he's on, other than Golden State. If he goes there, he's not getting it. However, Anywhere else, he's more than likely gonna be getting it. MVP. Now this is where it gets crazy, because as far as the MVP, I have Stephen Curry winning it. I mean, they were my #1 seed out west. I have Stephen Curry winning it. I have Giannis being the runner-up. My dark horse, guys, every single year something unexpected happens, which is why I made a video saying a few months ago talking about how good the Magic could actually be, because these dynasties and these good teams pop out of nowhere. My dark horse is Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving is gonna have an insane season, barring he actually stays healthy. I think Kyrie Irving is gonna have a great statistical season, and I don't know why I feel like that. I just have a feeling that something is coming that we don't see. As far as the NBA Finals, I have Golden State coming out of the West. Out of the East, I have the Nets as my #1 choice, but the Celtics will not surprise me either, because they keep on getting beat in the conference finals. And regardless, I think it would be a good matchup for almost any team, guys. I think the 2021 season is going to be amazing. A lot of different storylines, a lot of different narratives, a lot of different possible outcomes, guys. So let me know what you guys thought about this video. Make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm also going to be linking you guys my full playlist of all my basketball videos, discussions, all of that in the description below. But guys, if you guys want sports talks, debates, discussions, a cool little vibe, make sure to go ahead and sub to this channel and follow me on Twitter at LegendaryEA. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace, y'all.